Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys, and welcome back to another reaction with my older brother Benjamin from Star Wars Timeline. And today I wanted to do a reaction to the Therion's new song, Litany of the Fallen. And I want to have to start my brother with actually saying kind of what degree of fandom do we have for the band Therion?
Huge Therion fan. Once I discovered them, I have not heard a more integrated symphonic metal band ever. And Lemuria is probably one of my favorite albums. I love pretty much all of their repertoire. I can't wait to hear what this is all about.
From what I believe, you stopped at the album Leviathan. You kind of fell off from there. Where I've been more of a Lepica, that I love that album, A
Right.
Secret of Ruins, but I've never been a huge fan in comparison to the way you are. So it's going to be two completely opposite, I think, points of view checking out this song.
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Let's see what we got here.
Let's do this.
Outcast down from heaven, from grace, holy severed, return now forever. Echoes from the past inferno, climbing on a new crescendo. Gateways, light forbidden, wisdom to us given. Reclaim what was hidden. Those tongues that cannot be silenced, carried on the voices rising. Back in the days of Jared. The silhouettes of angels upon Mount Hermon gather, as brethren less forsaken. Dragon murderers spread your wings this night of fright.
This sounds like a different band to me.
You're reading my mind. What does the music video remind you of? What inspirations are we talking here?
I mean, I didn't really think of anything
No?
much, to be honest.
I think maybe not stylistically similar to Behemoth, but they're definitely returning to these roots of like, hey, let's put real film footage there rather than, kind of like CGI backgrounds and everything looking very digitized. This is more kind of inspired by Behemoth videos where they try to put real filmmakers behind their videos.
Also, like the gothic. Maybe I thought you were going to go for the gothic feel of the music video.
Yeah, that too as well.
But musically, it feels like almost nothing like the Therion I remember, where I don't want to judge the song too early, but it sounds like a poppy version of Therion, where before it had this kind of almost black metal roots to the music.
Right. We're 1 minute into the song, guys. I'm not willing to cast any sort of judgment. I want to hear more.
I gotta be honest with you, Vanya. I don't think I'm digging this. You know what? It's first of all, I want to point out that Guillermo del Toro inspired that. I can tell that the director and the visual person was kind of inspired by Guillermo del Toro. Musically, it's like 2 minutes. I think nothing happened.
Yeah, it's weak. I'm not even going to compare it to the greatness of Therion. The reason that I fell off from the band because honestly, it ceased to exist. Therion now is only a brand name that is repackaged, retooled for a younger generation. None of the creative forces behind the original band in its earlier black metal roots and that evolved into symphonic metal, beautiful, beautiful fusion is nowhere to be heard. I think for the last 10 plus or so years, I've been like loosely, in the periphery checking out, hey, what's happening with the band? it's all visual here. Not even visually, there's any kind of semblance of storytelling going on. It's just like pretty pictures. I guess the ladies are beautiful to look at. But moving aside the grand Therion name, musically, there's nothing happening. It's devoid of any charisma.
See, I'm not as aware of this band as you are, but I know they've had multiple lineup changes. And from what I believe, and I could be wrong here, guys, in the comments you can correct me, that I'm pretty sure the main brains of this band have left and moved on to different bands.
Yeah.
And it has some kind of spinal cord of what Therion was in the song, but definitely none of this, to me, none of the same impact, despite the fact there was a lot of people telling me in the comments that, dude, you should check out some of their newer stuff.
Right.
There's actually good material in there. Perhaps not as good as some of the old stuff, but still something worthy of checking out. If this is it, this is hopefully that this is probably the weakest song in the album, and that there's something more to digest with their other.
Look, if this is something a new generation is willing to receive, accept, and use as a trampoline to jump into their old albums, by all means. It's just for me, as an old school fan who's looking for a very particular type of music, this, I'm not hearing it.
And you're open to new sound. You just want it to be good.
Yeah. If it's something new, like for example, Camelot had a couple of albums that didn't sound anything like their past stuff, but I was willing to be on the jump on the train and experience it.
And a lot of people tell me about the same thing we said after Khan left. It's the Camelot's never been the same. Of course, mandatory orgy scene.
I just had a thought, guys. I know to which extent this video works. If this was a pitch for a new fantasy novel, kind of like a video commercial for a book,
that would work.
Fire! Like, yeah, I can't wait to read this book because you don't know what the hell is going on. You see, like, all these fantastical, angelic kind of warriors and creatures. Like, hey, give it to me.
Almost, they're trying to imitate like the paintings they would do, like religious paintings,
Renaissance painting and the fantasy painting of the 18th and 19th century. Definitely there. Again, musically, guys, that droopy ass solo summarizes the entire song.
We are crapping on the song, but how about Vinya? I have something to say. How about we say, what is it about the old school Therion that made you attracted to the band in the first place?
Therion is, in my humble opinion, unrivaled in bringing true heavy metal sound, the raw, guitar tuning and everything like this, and merging it with symphony and symphonic, the vocalists so well, so seamlessly, and how it progressed to the songs. And it was telling you a sonic story. Even if you didn't listen to lyrics, it's completely devoid of that. None of it is there. None of the musicianship, none of the intricate, beautiful guitar work, the symphonic instruments, none of it is there. It sounds like literally like a book commercial.
I'll say it this way. I didn't feel the same way about what you explained, because I felt like Nightwish, Epica, and perhaps Therion were some of the pioneers of that symphonic sound that you're talking about. But for me, what Therion represented is they had this kind of Nordic roots in their music, and almost like a more raw hardcore sound from their black metal days,
right?
Almost like what Rotting Christ adopted, that did the heavy with the symphony.
Yeah,
and it had a lot of impact. A lot of the music has a lot of strong impact and emotion. Where I agree with you, there's no emotion, there's no impact in the music, and perhaps skill-wise they have it, musically writing. Maybe they're just tired. Maybe their peak has already happened, or maybe it's just not a good lineup of people to be working together.
I'm going to be a little bit more critical than you are. Even if it was a beginner band that just started yesterday, I will.
This will be weak. This will be weak.
There's nothing in this song.
Yeah, and I know right away a lot of perhaps Therion fans will come out in disagreement, and I'm looking.
I'm one of them. I'm a Therion fan.
By all means, I want to hear what they feel like. What is it about the new generation, perhaps, that they do like?
Maybe we're missing something.
Maybe we're missing something.
And slow motion, of course.
Come forth, Emmanuel, come through, O Armados, come forth, Almazaras, come through, O Forneus, come forth, Asmodeus, come through, O Focalon, come forth, Zacharias, come through, O Gomorrah, come forth, Azakiah, come through, O Agentino.
Okay, that last part, when it's beginning a taste of something playfulness going on there, like experimenting with layered melodies and trying to take the song somewhere, it should have been the entire piece there, because that's what Therion is known for. Deep and layered compositions that evolve and tell a story throughout. Here, it's stuck on the same note throughout the whole same thing, and just a little bit of
like that. What I was going to say, it has the same bridge and chorus line for like 4.5 minutes without many of the changes.
Yeah, and by definition, that's not Therion. The best part of the video is censored for me. Sorry, it is what it is.
Yeah, so it's essentially... I don't have anything positive to say.
Yeah.
And I will keep it at that. I don't think it's necessary to go on and shit on somebody.
Yeah.
But it's very few times, guys, where I come away from a song and there's nothing for me to grab onto. Not much of a melody. Her voice was nice, but...
We don't do fake excitement here. We're very genuine. We're honest. I am a fan. He's a fan. So what? We don't like the new stuff. Big deal. It's not like we're going to stop being fans, you know?
Yeah, and I'll always listen to the old. It's one of those things that my brother, being the Star Wars fan, and we always talk about Star Wars, we always come back to the same thing. If you don't like episode 7, 8, and 9, go watch the old ones.
Go watch you still have the old stuff to appreciate.
Yeah, that's it. It's not that complicated.
Don't waste your day on being negative about something new, something that doesn't represent what you love. Move on to something different.
It's a sign for us. We move on to a different band.
Yeah, there we go. And let's do exactly that and move on to the next band.
And now from you guys, I also want to hear some of the feedback. Perhaps the people who know who Therion is and how you feel about this song or the band overall. And also from people who are not familiar at all with Therion is.
Yeah.
Let us know how you feel.
And guys, please definitely let me know which songs from a previous couple of albums that I'm probably missing out on. Recommend it in the comments. So it's, hey, Ben, listen to this song. What do you think of that one? Maybe we'll do a reaction to that.
Exactly. And guys, make sure to take care of yourselves. Stay safe out there and keep it metal.